sintonía, el otro sonido de la música, 94.9 frecuencia TEC, creando conciencia en la radio.
We are just a moment in time. A blink of an eye, a dream for the blind, visions from a dying brain. I hope he don't understand. Times I trusted you, I let you back in, knowing, yearning, you know I should have run, but I stayed. Fragile dreams would be broken for you. myself to my own feelings. In silent agony, after all these years they spoke to me. After all these years, maybe I always knew my fragile dreams would be broken for you.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Es tú. Buenas noches. Bienvenidos a Eufonía, el otro sonido de la música, transmitiendo para todos ustedes desde Monterrey, desde el Tecnológico de Monterrey, vía 94.9 FM y transmitiendo también por internet, vía TuneIn y en el sitio oficial de la estación. Esta noche tenemos un programa muy especial porque tenemos un par de invitados de lujo aquí en cabina. Bueno, tenemos 3 invitados de lujo aquí en cabina, incluido. El más importante de todos es el Chinos, ¿no?
Sí.
Claro.
Mis alitas, mi taxi.
Y este programa lo estamos dedicando, como algunos de ustedes ya están enterados por el evento que anunciamos en Facebook, en conmemoración de los 20 años de el que consideramos uno de los discos, íconos del metal moderno, que estamos hablando de Anathema, el disco Alternative 4 que salió hace unos días, 20 años atrás. Y para hablar del disco, para disectarlo, para tener una charla agradable, tenemos a 2 señores que iba a decir que lo vivieron en primera fila, pero no, lo construyeron, lo armaron, lo compusieron, lo ejecutaron, lo han tocado miles de veces y el día de hoy tenemos el agasajo de poder estar con ellos hablando del disco. Duncan Patterson.
Buenas noches.
And Danny Cavanagh, speaking from UK.
Yes, buenas noches. This is a nice surprise. Hello.
Hey Danny, it's great to have you here and your mate Duncan talking about this one hell of an album, Alternative 4. Thank you for calling us.
Duncan, that's Duncan Patterson, yes?
I think so.
Yes, I know this guy.
Kiddo Kissy.
I think you've met him from a while back, right?
Yeah, I've known him for a while.
Great.
He's a great bloke. He's the only person apart from me who loves the 80s this much.
Ochentas.
Oh, really? The 80s as much.
Ochentas pop. Ochentas ropa.
Yeah, if there's enough time, we can chat about it. All right?
What are they?
Okay.
So, okay, guys. Alternative
Yeah.
4, 20 years ago. This album is iconic in the metal ecosystem, so to say. And would like to review it with us, but I don't want to interfere. So I would like this to be a friend chat between you and Duncan mostly. Probably I'll interfere and ask a few questions, but it would
It's cool
be
if you interfere. It's cool if you interfere. Me and Duncan don't talk about our past all that much. We usually talk about the 80s and football.
Frankie goes to Hollywood.
So feel free to interfere.
excellent. Excellent. So, first off, how does this trilogy start? That's Eternity, and then Alternative 4, and then Judgment. You live right after Alternative 4, Duncan.
Well,
and
well,
those three
let me just-
albums are kind of connected. Yes, Danny,
no,
please.
not really. May I just change that? The trilogy, the real trilogy, is the Silence Enigma, Eternity, and Alternative 4. Judgment is a different thing, so you should concentrate on those, because those are the albums that me and Duncan got together to really connect on those records. So the trilogy is Silence Enigma, Eternity, and then Alternative 4.
There you go. I stand corrected.
That's cool.
And how does the story begin with this album? Right to the title. I read that it was taken from a novel you read at the time, Alternative 3. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or is just part of the mythology?
I think that the original, the working title was Reality, wasn't it, Danny?
Yep.
Reality. But it'd been used by GJFH on the EP before on the same label. So we were like, let's think of something different. And yeah, I just finished reading Alternative 3 and it just came into my head. It was the fourth album,
It was the fourth album.
Yeah.
so it made sense.
So are these songs related about the diversion of reality versus these fictitious takes, so to say?
Not really, no.
No. That's
No.
also part of the mythology.
Let me tell you something here. Even to this day, myself and John Douglas, all of our songs are still now autobiographical. You know this word. It means that everything in the songs happened for real to us. And Duncan is exactly the same. So all of the songs that he's written, he went through it all. The songs that I wrote, I went through it all. And that started really on the Silence Enigma, and it continued even now. But Alternative 4 is very stark, and it was a very individual moment in all of our lives, and you can hear it in the lyrics. But there's no mythology, there's no story, there's no posh concept. It's just reality, exactly that reality.
That's great. Duncan, how come you came to the front as a songwriter for this album? If I remember correctly, 6 out of the 10 songs are from your inspiration. How did it come?
There was more. There were more songs in the demo stages. I think Danny had 2 more that didn't make it onto the. One was One Last Goodbye. What ended up as One Last Goodbye.
Yes.
And there was another one. I can't remember the name.
I think it was called Wounded. But
Wounded,
yeah, you're right.
yeah. There's Wounded Part 2, wasn't there, and something. And
Yeah.
but before that, on Eternity, Danny wasn't feeling too well,
Yes.
and I had loads of ideas at the time. So, and that's how I became writing so much around that time.
You were going through a Pink Floyd worship phase or something
I did that
like
when I
that?
was 12. mate.
I mean, how old were you?
I'll also say this, just to interrupt there, I can also say that throughout my whole life, I've always been a leader in every musical project I've ever done, except when I'm working with Duncan. When me and Duncan, when we're working together, he tends to take the lead kind of naturally. It's something to do with the size of his brain.
You should see his face, Danny, right now. He's going like,
It's kind
hell
of true
yeah.
to this day. I've led every project I've ever done except the ones with Duncan. You know, but yeah, maybe it does coincide with. I was going towards a breakdown at that time, and maybe it does coincide with that. But even if I made an album with now with Duncan, I think I would tend to follow and let him lead a little. It's just a natural thing.
What would you say about that, Duncan? Besides just giving me faces and all that, what unfortunately the audience cannot see, because it would be great. I mean, you're speaking with your eyes, man.
Right, and I'm trying to think back now. And it's a long time ago. No, I think we worked together good on things.
Yeah.
Silent Enigma.
That was a great chemistry.
All of us had to do it.
Really,
no choice. But no, I think that's the time of eternity. I just did it, and I think you went to America, and
yes, I did. I went to America.
Then you came back. Didn't feel well.
Yeah, no, not at all. I was very unwell. But also at this time, Duncan is writing his own lyrics and his own vocal melodies and finishing the song himself. You know, and I wasn't a great lyric writer then. I grew into it. So it's just one of those things that happens, you know. But I didn't feel bad about it, you know. He had good songs, and we could have made the album longer. But it was all right, you know. When you hear a song like Destiny, you have to say, that's great, you know. And if he's got songs like Destiny and Lost Control, it's perfectly okay, you know. And Alternative 4 is a great one. I mean, I did write the most famous song on the album, and, you know, we still play that one, but it's just one of those things that happens. Who knows? If we'd have continued writing together, it may have been different. But to me, what I noticed is that I did learn about songwriting by watching Duncan and listening to and observing how he did it. And I learned a lot. And Duncan actually is the single biggest influence in Anathema. You know, in terms of he transformed this band with Alternative 4. And in terms of the production, the way it's recorded, the way the songs, the voice. And without Duncan's influence, we would never be the same band as we are now. So he's been a really, really important member. And what I'm proud of the most is the memories of how much we cared about each other and the fact that we're still really, really great friends, you know. But he's such an important person, not only in life, but even in the musical life.
Wow, that's quite a prize coming from you, Danny, which we consider one of the most influential songwriters nowadays. I mean, you, Danny, and you speaking in these terms about your friend Duncan, it's just quite a prize for him and for the people that he's surrounded, you know, like us, that consider Duncan our friend. So it's great. And you know what? On a personal note, Danny, I do agree. I think that Duncan, it's a very important songwriter, even more than what he thinks he is, you know. And I always joke with him, telling him that he doesn't know for sure or precisely his place in history of modern metal. But
he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. That's right.
That's the difference.
Not very much.
Okay, guys, help me pick a song so that we can talk a little bit more about it or about the album.
Danny, it's your show. Pick a song.
From the album.
Yeah, from the album.
Well, I think I would say Lost Control.
Yeah.
That's most appropriate after what we've just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Lash that one on.
Hell yeah. Let's go with Lost Control.
Yeah. Let's cheer everybody up.
Hang in here. We're off the air, Danny, but
no problem.
Duncan is listening to you, so you can be chatting with him along. Meanwhile,
I'm just enjoying it, you know. And it's a nice vibe. I didn't expect this tonight.
Oh, we didn't either. We just found out that you were going to be on air about 30 minutes ago. It's quite a nice surprise. And I understand it's 3 o'clock in the morning over there, right?
Yeah, well, you know, it's still the afternoon for me. I'm nocturnal.
Man, thank you very much. Thanks for the effort. We really appreciate it here at the radio show, Danny.
That's okay. It's all good. I love it. Are you playing any? Are you going to play any by other artists? Maybe some influences.
You bet. We can play.
Has betrayed me once again. I accept some things will never change. Magnify my agony. And it's left me with a chemical dependency for sanity. Yes, I am falling. How much longer till I hit the ground? I can't tell you why I'm breaking down. Do you wonder why I prefer to be alone? Have I really lost control? Can't sleep, so I take a breath and hide behind my bravest mask. I admit I've lost control. Lost control.
Bien, estamos de vuelta en Eufonía, el otro sonido de la música, en este especial. ¿A quién tenemos en cabina el día de hoy?
A mí, Stu.
Pero además, bueno, es que tú eres una celebridad, Stu.
A
Tenemos
Luisín.
al Chinos.
A Luis. ¿Por qué chinos?
Y luego tenemos ahí un par de arrimados.
Sí,
Que, bueno,
un par de gringos que no son gringos.
No, ¿qué pasó?
¿No son gringos?
No les digas así.
No son gringos. Pero son gringos.
No, de ninguna manera.
Mr. Cavanagh y Mr. Patterson.
Oh,
No somos gringos.
Yes.
so you're not gringos, right, Danny?
No, I'm a scouser. I'm from Liverpool.
Somos scousers, lad.
Okay, Lost Control. In my opinion, and arguably the best Anathema song ever. Sorry about that, Danny.
Yeah, a lot of.
Sorry about that,
that's
Danny.
fine.
Hope you don't
No,
mind.
it's okay. No, I don't. On YouTube, it still has the most views. It's certainly a classic.
I don't think it's the best one. I don't think it's the best I've written either. Well, it's obvious.
It's obvious.
With the 3-chord thing, and it's easy for people to digest.
Obvious things are difficult to write. It's obvious when it's written. It's like poetry, my friend.
It's
like
easy to
poetry.
digest, and
Everybody can write a poem, but write a good poem and have the inspiration for it, it's difficult.
It's true.
If you put things in if you dumb down stuff, I reckon more people will like it. If you do something clever, most people won't understand it. That's what happens.
That is also true.
Anybody can be complicated. It takes a genius to be simple, and that's a very simple song.
Yeah, there's simplicity, and then there's the obvious, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's clever. It's clever without trying to be clever. Anyway, it is I don't think it's Duncan's best song, but I certainly think it's his most iconic song.
It is, and these are not only my words. I was just telling Duncan a few minutes ago, Danny, that I read about probably 20 reviews different on the net. Most of them good because it's a well accepted, universally acclaimed album, and almost every single review that I've read, they mentioned Lost Control as the standout song. And I do agree. I mean, it's full of great songs. Even
that's fine. I think Duncan's written a few though. I would say Eternity Part 3. Perhaps not the album version, but that song.
Yeah.
The way we did it live.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites. That and Destiny.
Yeah. Destiny, I would say, is better than Lost Control. It's melodically perfect.
Yeah, Destiny's one, isn't it?
Destiny.
That's
actually, that's the song that Duncan picked when I asked him about the album. But again,
I would say the
same. Can you guys tell us a little bit what was going on with Anathema at the time of Alternative 4? Well, I mean,
long story, long time ago.
Top of your mind. I mean, what's on the top of your mind?
It's a long story. It's a long time ago, and it's difficult, because you have 20 years as a perspective. But it was happening during the time that my mother was slowly dying, and the song "Inner Silence" is me saying, I think she's going to die. I think you're going to die, and I'm going to miss you when you do. And the one last goodbye is after she died. So it was a very traumatic time. Times were hard. Lives were hard. There was no money. There was, it was a lot of family trauma that I won't tell you about, but it's really quite extreme. And Duncan was very close to our family. And my mother treated him a bit like a son at times. And so that was going on. But, I prefer to look at, for example, when we did the Resonance tour, that was like a celebration of what we mean to each other, how important, this has been, and how we've changed each other's lives, and how our souls are connected and important to each other. And that is what I like to concentrate on when remembering Alternative 4. I don't like to concentrate on the pain at that time, because it was really horrible.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's it was really horrible. But if I look back now, I can say, yes, it was horrible, and yes, I made
The three of us.
mistakes.
The three of us at the time, Jesus.
Yeah, we all did, and even John too. He was going through an awful time. So, like I said, we're a band that doesn't need to invent emotions for the music, and this shit is real. And I think people would be shocked to hear how we grew up and how poor some of us were, and how traumatic and horrific some of the things that were happening at home really were. But when I look back now, what I try to remember and why I did Resonance is to celebrate and say thanks, and to acknowledge the spirits of those people, to acknowledge Duncan, his spirit, his soul, and to remember that. And I don't like to go over the past times, It's all in the music anyway.
It is. But, okay, let's change a little bit topic. That's also an iconic artwork, Duncan, and it was part of your inspiration. Can you tell us a little bit what's behind it?
I went to this lad's house in London, Tim Spear. Used to play drums in Decomposed. And we were trying to come up. I had a few ideas, but we were trying to come up with something original. And he had this angel statue. I said, "Can you take a photo of that?" He said, "I can scan it." I have it.
Hey, chinos. Behave.
So he put it on the scanner, and it looked boss. It's really, really good when it came on the computer screen. I said, "Right, change the face, make it look spooky, like use like a mirror or something like that." And then they just thought, "Fuck sorry for swearing." Put like a space helmet visor on there. So he did, and I thought that looks good. He did a few versions, but the record company actually took the wings off the angel, and I said, well, "Don't take the wings off." And it took about 2 weeks to put them back up.
I mean, the wings play, for me, a definitive role in the.
Well, yeah, for people who know what looks good, and they didn't have a clue. So. I had murder with them at times. Anyway.
But they loved us, and the record company thought it was a great record. That was certainly the explanations. They really liked it.
Yeah, but they changed all the stuff, and they didn't want to use the typesetting and then all the wings and all that stuff. Just complicating things for no reason. Anyway.
Was this the first album where you would consider that the keyboards played an important role, or you used them mildly in the previous album, right?
Piano.
Piano.
On Eternity, you had a little bit of piano, right?
That is it, but there's nothing piano based on Eternity, really. The intro, but the intro was not supposed to be.
Who played the most keyboards on this album? Was it you or Danny?
Yeah, Danny.
I think I played the piano, and Duncan played a lot of the.
I did some keyboards.
I think I played the piano, yeah.
But
I was getting quite a good piano player back then.
On Eternity, the piano track was not supposed to be piano. It was supposed to be like organ. It's like
you can hear a little bit of organ.
Saucer full of secrets. No, on Eternity, not on this. So there was nothing really piano based on Eternity. But by the time this came around, we were using a lot of piano. And
that's what I'm saying about how. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, I just remembered one time we were sat in Germany after playing, and there was a piano there, and you did Better Off Dead. Remember that?
I think so.
Just some. It wasn't even a backstage room. It was some like office or something. And you playing Better Off Dead, and we were like that. We need to do a version of that. And that's when we started talking about using more piano. There's one
that's what I'm
Germany.
saying about how like the influence of that time and the chemistry that we had with Duncan and the maturity of the songwriting, which was more mature than mine back then. It's like something that's continued, There's something about the maturity and an excellence to that songwriting on Alternative 4 that has continued to this day.
Let's talk a little bit about your influences during this era. I mean, besides the obvious that we have discussed on previous occasions with Duncan, which is Pink Floyd, any other music that you were listening to at the time that influenced you during this phase?
Smashing Pumpkins was it influenced with the piano stuff, and like the
that is odd.
Empty, Smashing Pumpkins, massive influence on that.
Wow.
You'd say it sounds like Paradise Lost, but
you used to tour with them, right? Paradise Lost?
Yeah,
am I right?
Did a couple of times, yeah. But they were not an influence. The first two albums are an influence, but not the later rockier stuff. But it ended up sounding a bit like Paradise Lost, but I was thinking more Smashing Pumpkins, deep wah-wah, the guitar sound, and I wanted like the drums to be like that, but the producer didn't want them to be like that, so I compromised.
What's your take on that, Danny?
Well, Duncan changed our influences. He brought a lot of, because Duncan's always been a huge music fan even when he was a kid, and coming from a different school or a different group of friends, he brought a different influence, and he was the first huge Pink Floyd fan that I met, and then I discovered them in about 1994. But it's funny because often the best way to do influences is to listen to things that don't sound like what you're doing, you know? Right. So we would listen to a lot of the Beatles, you know, and Bad Religion, King's X, these kind of things. But they influence like the mentality, they influence they influence the environment of the people, but they're not direct influences on the music, you know. But that's the way I see it. Certainly, I got into Pink Floyd in a big way by then.
For Destiny, I was trying to do something like Roy Harper, some kind of not like a arpeggio thing, whatever it's called, and just a nice vocal over it. So that was Roy Harper influence there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. You suggested playing. You guys both separately suggested playing some Pink Floyd today as an influence. Pick a song for Floyd that we should play.
Hey You from The Wall.
There you go.
From The Wall.
All right. Here you go. Aquí vamos a poner una canción que consideran ambos y la escogieron por separado y coincidieron en la canción, que es Hey You de Pink Floyd. Y regresamos. Despedimos el programa con nuestros compañeros, con nuestros amigos, con una promesa después de volverlos a tener aquí en algún momento que valga la pena, que ya lo encontraremos. Va Pink Floyd, Hey You. Bien, estamos de vuelta. Tengo entendido que pues estuvieron comunicándose por ahí que escucharon que dejamos los micrófonos abiertos durante la canción de You. Por suerte nos comportamos esto. No dijimos mejor. Lo peor que
asombrosamente no dijiste ninguna.
Si yo soy bien portado siempre. No, curiosamente deben haber escuchado algo de la charla que tuve tras bambalinas con Danny, cuando menos a mí. Desafortunadamente no pudieron escuchar a Danny, donde hablamos precisamente de esta canción y donde le estaba pidiendo que mandara saludos. Eso sí, para que veas, fue un poco embarazoso, pero bueno, ya estamos aquí. Danny, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, you were listening to me with my Spanish mumbo jumbo. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Duncan, Hey You, Pink Floyd.
Great.
Good choice.
Should have been on the film.
Should have been on the film. It was on the film.
No, it wasn't.
On the bonus edition.
I don't think I'm getting it. Should have been on what album?
No, on the film.
The film.
On the film. It was. Hey You, it was on the film.
Are you sure?
No. And coming from you guys, probably not. I was mistaking it with Goodbye Blue Sky. Is that the scene with the planes, right? And Raining Blood, something like that. Oh, too bad. Well, great song.
Yeah.
Great song. So how important was Floyd for you guys?
Massive.
I mean, for you was like since you were 12 years old, Duncan, you mentioned that.
Massive.
Yeah,
Massive influence.
yeah, massive. It was the biggest. It was the biggest. It changed everything for me just getting in that group.
What
Everything was different.
what period of Floyd do you prefer? Is the 80s the 80s Floyd?
No,
Or?
it's really from Dark Side of the Moon into the Wall. You know, that's when they were the best band in the world.
Dark Side of the Moon to the Wall.
Wish you
Duncan.
were here.
Yeah, they were the best band in the world. They were the best band in the world during that time, and anybody who disagrees is wrong.
Hey, Duncan disagrees.
I don't
That
disagree
time,
at all.
nobody there's no band in the world better than them back then.
Wish You Were Here. Great album.
Yeah, I like that
The
one.
Wall, The Final Cut, that area for me is massive influence. But I also like the first album, but it's not really an influence in terms of music, but I kind of understand it.
Yeah, I think you guys were one of the first, if not the first, again, arguably the first, that moved severely from a very metal-oriented sound to a more atmospheric, some call it progressive. Back in the day, it was not prog. No, now looking back in time, most people say that was your when you turned to prog. I never
Don't say the P word.
No.
I never considered you guys prog,
Neither
but
did I. I
nowadays
can't stand
just
prog.
about everybody consider
irrelevant.
Anathema prog.
But that's what they've been called now.
It's irrelevant. We've got 5 minutes left, and this is the last thing we need to talk
Yeah,
about.
prog. we don't like it.
Yeah,
It's a 4-letter word and they can do one.
we don't either. No.
These two proper prog hordes.
you know what? In fact, I hate prog.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this.
Yeah, right.
The reason we became so different from all the other groups in the entire whole world in that scene is that we were different. We were naturally different people. We were naturally different musicians, naturally different. The whole Paradise Lost stuff, the whole Catatonia, all of that is not who we are, you know. And the only group who had a gothic edge, who had the natural songwriting ability that Duncan and I had back then, the only other one was Type 1 Negative. And every single other group in that whole field, apart from Anathema and Type 1 Negative, is average. They're all average. They're all trying to be something. They're all doing their best. They're all trying to be something. They're all trying to write songs. They're all trying to do something or to make it or to have influences from anything in that area. But for us, it wasn't like that. When you're doing music like this, when you have a natural ability like Duncan had or I had or Peter Steele had, you don't try that shit. You have to do it, and it's another level. And to be honest with you, that's why we stood out from the crowd, because we were absolutely the best, and still are.
You still are the best, Danny.
Yeah, I know. We were then, and we were even on the Silent Enigma. You know, it's just like the people that we're compared to are the people who are also involved in that scene. They're nothing like us. They're not as
no
clever.
idea.
They're not as open. They don't have the melodic sense. They don't have the lyrical honesty. They just don't have that magic. None of them do, except Type 1 Negative.
Before we close, Danny, can I have a special request for you on all of behalf of our radio show team?
Yeah.
Can you try?
Hello.
No, can you try?
Go on.
Can you try to make Duncan write music again?
No, I can't make him do anything, but he's always going to have music in him. He's always going to have it.
I've got an album written.
We have.
I'm sat on an album at the moment, as they say.
Yeah.
Is that right?
We've talked about collaborations, you know. But Yeah, of course.
Just try to make him come back, man. I mean, that would be awesome.
I'm set on the record, but I just don't feel like doing it at the moment. So.
No, I mean, whenever you're ready, but write music again, man. We've been pushing you.
Okay.
Me and Duncan are talking
The world needs it.
about a few ideas that we have,
We do.
to do something together again.
Oh man, that hopefully we'll be here
But
to listen to it.
It's too early to say, but we're both willing to give that some time. But he doesn't need me.
No worries. We can wait. We'll be here. We'll be here waiting patiently. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, Danny, the other special request.
Yes. I want to say hello out there to Avril and Marielos. Hello there, guys. Hello. I hope you're enjoying this.
Niñas, ahí lo tienen. El mismísimo Danny Cavanagh mandándoles saludes, como dicen en Escuinapa, en mi pueblo. Well, unfortunately, we run out of time. Chinos.
I really enjoyed this, and I hope it wasn't too heavy.
No. By no means, Danny. Thank you very much. Que Chinos says that Julieta says hello to you.
Nice. I'll see you guys when we come back, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Danny, thank you very much for calling. Thank you for the effort. It was delightful talking to you, to your mate here on Eufonia Radio Show. Thank you very much again. Talk to you soon.
Muchas gracias.
Hasta luego. Buenas noches.
In a bit, lad.
Bye-bye, friend. Duncan, thank you very, very much.
De nada, my mate.
We'll say goodbye with the song that both consider their favorite. Probably not the best, or probably the best for them. Espérate, ya puedo hablar en español, güey. Vamos a cerrar con la canción. Que ambos, y de nuevo por separado, escogieron como la canción que ellos más les llena del disco de Alternative 4. Estamos hablando la canción que cierra, que es Destiny. Esto fue uno de los mejores programas que hemos tenido en Eufonía, totalmente improvisado. No nos enteramos que Dani...
Por eso se estuvo medio...
sí, perdonarán que dejamos teléfonos abiertos y demás, pero es que no nos enteramos que Dani estaba con nosotros hasta hace media hora. Thanks for that, mate. And thank you, above all, for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, this is your house. You can come here anytime, my friend.
Gracias.
Muy bien, nos despedimos.
I tried to murder the lonely, contemplate our mortality, into infinity. Frozen memory. Wipe the tears from yesterday. A time for change, take the pain away. Angel, my destiny. Can you feel me?
Eufonía, el otro sonido de la música. 94.9 frecuencia Tech, creando conciencia en la radio.